This is Tom Robleski, the political editor of the Staten Island Advance. We're here with Democratic consultant and lobbyist Vinnie Montalbano here at our bureau office at Borough Hall. Good morning. Thank you for coming.
Nice to be here.
Talk a little state politics, if we can, state
Sure.
campaigns here on Staten Island. They kind of get overshadowed a little bit with the congressional, with the presidential that's been going on, but give us your take, especially with the state Senate. I'm curious whether you think Diane Savino, your friend, is going to actually have an opponent this time around.
Well, you know, I'm sure Diane would prefer to run the way she did last time. In a democracy, it's always good to have a race, but she's been doing a fabulous job. She gets along basically with everyone politically. She serves the community well. So I'm not sure that there's going to necessarily be opposition this time around. I haven't heard anything about it, but if I were the Republican Party, I suppose I would put up a candidate just for the fact that it keeps the party occupied. Now, Diane may not like me saying that, but then, you know, in fact, that's not a bad way for elections to be held.
And Senator Lanza as well. It always seems to be tough to find a Democrat who is eager to run for that seat. The way, I mean, is there a whole dynamic just the way the seats are drawn?
I think generally, Tom, we've spoken about this in the past. I think that what's happened for a long time in Staten Island is that the Democratic Party has not developed its constituency in certain areas, and the state Senate district that Lanza occupies is one of them. The South Shore Assembly District and Council District is another one. That is beginning to change, although that process is not going to change overnight. So whether or not there are strong candidates against in those races remains to be seen. But certainly this year, particularly, there are issues that I think could be contested by both parties, or the next 2 years by both parties. In Lanza's case, particularly, the congestion pricing vote up in Albany, I think is something that could have an effect on him. But again, you have to have a strong candidate on the Democratic Party side.
Would you tell the Democrats, guys, these seats are winnable?
Well, I don't know that I would tell them they're winnable. I think anytime somebody runs, they got to believe it's winnable. But what I would tell them, and what I have always told them, is that you should never not run somebody. It's a party building mechanism. It's a constituency building mechanism. To not have someone run a serious campaign, that doesn't necessarily mean a campaign that's going to win on the first time out. But to not do that doesn't make any sense for the party, because in running a race over the course of time, you begin to see who your viable candidates are, where your constituency is. That's why, as much as I love John Markey, as much as everyone else did over the years, I thought it was absurd that the party did not put a candidate up that cross-endorsed him. That's not a matter of respect. You can respect the man and still contest him, if only to develop leadership within the party. And that's what they should have been doing, and that's what they should always do, and I think that's the way they're oriented right now.
If you want to hear more from this interview, check out my Politburo blog on SILive.com tomorrow.